Welcome to your very last week of actual classes for this year, and for some of you, for your entire high school career. So hopefully that's exciting, even though it might be a little bit sad. Um, I'm pretty excited. I hope you're very excited. For some of you, for a couple of you, this is your last week of English because you don't have to take the final next week. If that's you, which it's really only a couple of people, I sent that email out already yesterday. So if you did not receive an email from me saying that you are exempt from the final next Monday, that means that you do have to take it. So please make sure that you log in to take that. And once again, your final for next week is going to be vocabulary quarters 1 through 4, and it's going to just be a written essay. Basically, the question that I asked you last week, where you had to write a thesis and an outline, basically you're just going to fill that in with information, and it's going to be about whatever topic that we've been kind of covering in StudySync. So 10th graders, the human connection, talking about things like a genocide and things like that. Honors 10, that's going to be about scientific advancements, and seniors is going to be talking about kind of the lost generation time period in American literature. So you'll be able to use the various writings on StudySync that we've used before kind of as your sources. You don't have to use any other kind of outside sources, and it's not going to be something that you have to like research or anything like that. You should be able to write it based on what we've already talked about in class. Yeah, so that's the final. That's on Monday. If you don't have to take it, congratulations, this is it. So this week, you should already know kind of what's coming up here. Today, you have to do your choice book chats on Flipgrid. So the way that's going to work is I have assigned it to you on Classroom in your classwork. It shows up as an assignment. And I put your rubric into a Google Doc, and I made a copy for each of you in there for your assignment. So you should be able to open it for your assignment. You should be able to kind of write on it, and it's not going to change anybody else's because it's your own individual copy. And by write on it, I mean I just want you to put your name where it says name, and then you're just going to turn it in kind of as is. And I know that sounds really silly, but it's going to help me stay organized with grading your work. So you're going to turn in your blank rubric on Google Classroom after you've recorded on Flipgrid, so that I can use that rubric and fill it in as I'm grading, and that way I can return it to you and you can see each kind of individual spot on the rubric, why you might have missed points or if you got all the points and things like that. So I'm also going to put a link to your particular Flipgrid in that assignment. So if you've already used Flipgrid at the beginning of this quarter, you should be able to just kind of go back in there and see it as another assignment posted, or another topic, discussion that's been posted. And if you're like, I didn't actually use Flipgrid even though I was supposed to at the beginning of the quarter, there's going to be a link in the assignment for you to kind of follow to go to. And if you've got problems with that, if you can't figure it out, please let me know and I can help you get to the right place so that you can do that. I did notice when I was putting the assignment up on Flipgrid that they have updated or upgraded, whatever it is, my account, so that now I can have you record videos that are up to 10 minutes long instead of 5. So try to aim for that 5-minute mark for your particular videos. Before I said 4.5 to 5, and if it falls just short of 5, that's okay. But try to aim for that 5. But just know that now you aren't going to get cut off automatically. So if you're kind of trying to practice it and you're like, I keep going over every time, don't worry, you can go over now. You definitely can't go over 10 minutes. You shouldn't be going all the way to 10 minutes as it is. 5 minutes is sufficient. A couple minutes past that's fine. 10 minutes is pushing it. So make sure that you practice beforehand so that you know how long it's going to take, and get that into me by 11:59 tonight. So other things that you have to do today besides your video, you have your very last 2 roots for the quarter are posted on your stream, so make sure you update your roots notebooks. And also, I want you to do 1 journal sometime this week. So if today looks busy for you, do it a different day. Just get it into me by Wednesday, so you can do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever the case may be. Just get 1 journal into me. And it's not a requirement, but I would like you to. It would be nice if after you do that last journal, after I kind of go through and I grade everything, you might want to go back and check. I've been kind of writing back and forth with a lot of you through your journals, and I'll probably, if I've been doing that, write at least 1 more time, so you can kind of go back and check that and make sure that you've seen. If you've been writing back and forth, I might have a note in there for you. But that's not a requirement. You don't have to look for that. If you want to turn it in and be done, that's fine. Speaking of turning things in, just as kind of a side note here, my 12th graders, you guys seniors, have been kicking some booty on getting your work in, and this has been something that I was not expecting, but I am so super proud of. Every time I fill out my grade sheets, I have kind of like a spreadsheet for them, and I usually have like blank spots kind of all over the page for missing homework. And the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I've had maybe 1 blank spot, and that was just 1 assignment from maybe like 1 person. But other than that, completely done homework. So that is so fabulous and something that I love to see. And I'm just really proud of you guys. So I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of a shout out there. Other things to do, not much. You have on Wednesday, you're going to take a roots quiz just over quarter 4. So it's going to be matching for that. And then there's also going to be a section of the multiple choice where I have a sentence and there's a word in there and you have to infer the definition based on the root that word is made up of, which is exactly what we've been doing in class. So it's just quarter 4 on Wednesday. Quarters 1 through 4 are for the final exam that's on Monday. I already put quarter 4 roots on Quizlet for you. So I'm also going to link that on the stream so that you can study those quarter 4 words. And quarters 1 through 3 were already on there as well. However, I can probably go in sometime this week and combine them to make 1 large set to study from on Quizlet. So I will try to get in there and do that. However, all the words are already up on there so that you can study them individually as needed. So you don't have any no writing to do this week. You're done with that. I know some of you had a bit of a struggle with the no writing last week. I'm sorry that took so much of your time for some of you. It was just so different across the board. Some people only had to answer a few questions because you were kind of on top of it, you understood it, you got it, or you guessed well. And then other people had to continuously answer questions over and over until they were able to get a certain percentage of them correct. So for some of you that took your normal 20-25 minutes, for some of you that took a couple hours. And so I'm sorry if you were one of the ones that took a couple hours. I do think that it was a pretty important thing to learn the difference between fragments and sentences. And so hopefully you at least learned something that you can kind of take with you as far as writing skills go. I think that's it. 1 journal entry this week. Update your roots. Do your choice book chat on Flipgrid. If you have any questions, please let me know. Please reach out. I'm more than happy to help you with anything that you need help with. So I think that's it. So have a great last week of classes. So I hope you're very excited about that.